Hi, my name is Roy Rockefeller. I'm 33 years old. I'm a motorcyclist. Been riding for over 11 years. And I like my motorcycles. I like performance and reliability. If it doesn't perform well, it means nothing to me. And if it's definitely not reliable, it means absolutely nothing to me. Which is why I like this brand of electronic cigarette. This is what I was using beforehand. It's like $42 a pop. You can find them cheaper online. And as you can see, the product isn't all that great. Paint's peeling off it. You have the atomizer in the middle here, and you have this little cartridge. And it seems like whenever I got the refills for the cartridge, it was always a hodgepodge of what you're going to get. Sometimes they're supposed to be menthol flavors. Sometimes they'll taste like cotton candy. Sometimes they'll just burn your throat and taste like nothing. That would make me want to keep using the product. A friend of mine actually turned me on to Aries e-cigarettes, and compared to these, where the atomizer would actually go out on you in about maybe a month or so, and I wasn't chain smoking non-stop. I was just smoking like it was a regular cigarette like I used to, and I used to smoke for about 11 years. Started when I was 14, bumming my dad's cigarettes. When he found out, well, then he would start bumming them to me, and I smoked probably till I was in my 20s, and then I tried quitting. That was hell. I tried it with no nicotine gum or anything like that, and I literally went through withdrawals that I would say would be on par with a drug addict. It was actually a big part of my life. When I woke up, I wanted to smoke. When I was at the bike shop and I wanted to work through lunch, I would have a cigarette and it would kill my appetite. When I wanted to relax, when I was going through some things and whatnot, I would smoke. When riding, there was nothing better than after going out for a speed blast or hitting some nice curves or just a long ride, just to pull over, nice scenic place, take out a cigarette, and just enjoy the scenery. A couple of drags reflecting my ride, what I did right, what I could have done better, or especially if I was with my buddies, and just share a story or two and just enjoy the flavor of a good menthol cigarette. When I tried quitting, it really affected me because it was a very big part of my life for a long time. And people argue if it's a true addiction compared to the likes of alcohol or anything else, and I believe rather than just being an addiction, it's an enjoyment. It's something that people do to enjoy. It's a pastime that they like, and when you try and quit and get rid of it, it really is taking a large part out of you, and a large part is in what's in the mass sold cigarettes out there. There's so many chemicals and whatnot. I've actually read accounts of people in India, Turkey, pretty much very native places compared to ours, and they grow their own tobacco. People there have been smoking since they were 17, and they're in their 80s, and there's no hint of lung cancer or anything like that. So it goes to show what's in our, or American mass-produced cigarettes is obviously more than just nicotine. It's more harmful. It's been proven that nicotine is right up there with caffeine. It's something that can wake you up, it can give you energy or whatnot. It's only harmful if you do too much of it. But the reason I like this is because unlike this product here, where you really don't know what you're getting with every cartridge, is that besides the numerous flavors you can get via vanilla, menthol, apple, cherry, menthol, my favorite, or regular, is that with every one, you get an atomizer built inside. Fresh, clean atomizer, certain dose of whatever dose you're getting, whether it be no nicotine, 11 milligrams, 18 milligrams, 24 milligrams. I do like that because I know I can count on it being there whenever I want to use it. Like I said, I like performance, I like reliability, and if it doesn't perform well, I don't like it. And if it's not reliable, if I can't depend on it, it means absolutely nothing to me. It's useless to me. I don't care what it's supposed to be or how good they claim it to be. I've actually seen online other kits besides this where some of them actually, they're about the size of a cigar, or near the size of a cigarette. This one you can see is a little bit bigger than the smaller one, but really the heft and the weight is not that big of a difference whatsoever. This feels just as good as that one. It's durable. I've dropped this numerous times. I can't count how many times it fell in my pocket. When I ride, they're usually in my magnetic tank bag, which sits on the gas tank of my bike. I have my suspension set up stiff so I can feel every nook and cranny of the corners I'm going through. I like performance riding. I don't cruise really. If I cruise, I would be on a Harley instead of ride a sport bike. Probably the bumps and the bangs is probably what knocked the coils in this loose. Maybe it was that. Maybe it's just a shoddy build. That's really irrelevant here. What you have here is just two pieces, a solid battery, which I've heard is good for 320 charges. The lasts me all day. I usually don't have to swap out the new one in the charger until like the end of the day. You get a nice clean atomizer with every cartridge. The flavor, you know what flavor you're getting, whereas these, sometimes it would be menthol, sometimes it would be, I don't know what they were doing at the factory that day. This, I know exactly what I'm getting, what I'm paying for. These are usually about $3 a pop. These were like about maybe 10. These last about as long as these, and the quality is, it's night and day in terms of quality. I know that there's other products out there where you can actually use electronic juice in order to put in, fill up the cartridges, and I guess it's what the FDA is so mad about, because some of them don't feature child-proof safety caps on it, and I can understand it. And it's also the fact that nicotine, like caffeine, is, I guess, classified as a drug. It's such a messy process in trying to refill these cartridges. You can get on your fingers, it goes to pores. You can overdose on nicotine if you're not careful. Everybody's different, and I haven't heard in the news of anybody actually ODing on nicotine yet, but the danger is there, and it's such a messy process. Add to the fact that in trying to clean an atomizer for one of these things, I've heard of everybody using everything from Coca-Cola to even spending money on steam cleaners to try and clean them and whatnot. It seems like such a long and overdrawn process just to try and keep up something that maybe costs only $5 for a manufacturer to make to keep working. Whereas this, it's new, it's fresh, it's going to work, and you can depend on it. I'm definitely sold on this. Like I said, basically what we're getting is a hit of nicotine in it. It's water vapor. I've been in places where you can't smoke, and it's a good conversation starter. I've had everybody from old folks who have smoked and they're trying to quit, to young ladies come up and ask me how I like it, how I enjoy it, and explain them what it is and tell them where to get them. I really wish that this was 11 years ago when I tried to quit smoking. It would have saved me a lot of hell. And a lot of people are using this to either just get off cigarettes altogether or to quit smoking. They have no nicotine, and the whole point of smoking is not just the nicotine hit, it's the taking something out when you relax or when you got something on your mind, having it in your hand, the motions of it going in and out of your mouth. It's the motor habit of it being there when you have to eliminate it completely. It is not a pleasant experience whatsoever. I do like these, and I definitely recommend this brand above all the others out there. And it tastes good too, especially menthol.